What started as a way to process loss became a voice that resonated far beyond his own grief. Slow Joy's music is raw, honest, and unexpectedly viral. And before he takes the stage this Thursday at White Oak Music Hall, he joins us to share the journey behind his music. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. All right. Your real name is Esteban Flores. We'll get to the name Slow Joy in just a second. But born and raised in Carlsbad, New Mexico. You're the oldest of three kids. You're the big brother.
Yes, I am by a wide margin,
Oh,
actually.
how wide?
It's 10 and 15 years.
Oh, wow. So in some
Yeah.
sense, they were kind of like you almost probably a big brother father role in sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, as the story says, when my mom passed away, we actually thought that they were going to move in with us, and I'd take care of them in that capacity.
Wow. All right. You grew up around music. One of the earliest gifts from your grandparents was a guitar.
Yes, yeah. It was my first gift from that I can remember.
How did you connect to that guitar? Right away, or did it kind of sit in a corner for a while?
When I was a kid, it sat in a corner. I used to. I would like pick it up and like just strum it around. Guitar's not an instrument that you can just like pick up and learn. You have to like actually sit down and be diligent about it. But it would instill the love of music in me.
Yeah, it is interesting you say that because so many people are so impatient that the thing is, if I can't just like be like Jimi Hendrix right away, then I'm over it, right? But it does take time, but it was there. And the good thing is
Yeah.
the lesson there is exposing your kids to as many things as possible so that they may take to something. Your grandpa was a pastor in a small town church. Your entire family picked up instruments except for your dad. He made sure the sound was good.
Yeah, that was a setup.
All right. A lot of secular music was off limits to you. And this happens with everyone I know, even my gospel singer friends. They're like, yeah, we're not supposed to be listening to that other music. But you would sneak and listen to rock music. What attracted you?
I just loved it. Yeah, I remember going into a store and buying a Taking Back Sunday album, and I was like, see, it says Sunday, and it like kind of got away with it. Uh, it was just I just loved music, and I just wanted to listen to as much of it as I could.
Yeah, and as much as you were listening to the music and watching the groups and looking at the groups, what you realized, you're Mexican American, you said there wasn't a lot of representation. You didn't see yourself in that music.
No, yeah, no, that was always the thing growing up, is just that there was not a lot of people who looked like me doing this. And it was kind of hard to like see myself in that role. So
Yeah, sometimes that stops people, but you went ahead because of your love for music. In high school and as a young adult, you played in various bands and you aspired to obviously achieve success. You worked diligently at it, but you even majored in music in college. So it's like sometimes people think if you take these right steps, these academic steps, then things will happen. You realized you wanted that musical acclaim, but it was harder to get. And then something happened in your life that kind of threw you off course for a minute.
yeah, my mom passed away. So I spent a lot of my life just focusing on myself, and wanting what, the dream in music. And so after my mom passed away, I realized I had to like, I had my family, I had to really, really focus on that. And so I started working in marketing and got myself into therapy. And it was one of those things where like I got to help my family. I thought it was really great. And then in therapy, my therapist suggested that I did music to help through the emotions. So I did that, and that's, I guess, when the universe decided that it was time for me to have a career in this thing. So it's kind of
Yeah,
funny how
but you,
that
you
works.
figured that part out. It's so important because sometimes we'll get into something as a passion. We focus on the end game. The end game is to be successful versus going through the process of it. And when you looked at this from a therapeutic point of view, and music did give you joy and helps you deal with the loss of your mother, that music became much more, as I mentioned earlier, raw, much more intentional, and something that your listeners connected to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that was the moment that it actually made sense to me. It was like I was a kid again, just making albums. I
All
just
right.
enjoyed doing it for music's sake.
The name Slow Joy. Take us through how you came to that.
It was a season of my life where all things that were changing quickly were usually for the worst. It was, during COVID and all of the craziness that happened during that. So I had to remind myself that good things take time, and it is slow joy.
Yeah. You wrote Crawling, you wrote Soft Slam, and then another thing happened in your life that really, some people could say threw you off course, but it really put you right on course. You got laid off from your marketing job. You took that as a sign.
Yeah. I mean, more of a sign kicking and screaming. I didn't think I was gonna do it. I was never gonna like quit my job to do music, and it pushed me out, and it was the only thing that sustained me and my family. So I was really shocked and really excited about it.
Yeah, you have an advantage today that so many artists in decades before did not have, and that's that thing called social media. It used to be, unless you were, just across the road, just dogging it with clubs and stuff like that, or if you didn't sign with a record label, it's like you were sometimes spinning your wheels. You have social media where you can go directly to your fans. So you post something on TikTok, you wake up the next morning and go, whoa, what was that feeling like?
It was wild. I had never had people who I didn't know listen to what I did. And it was an incredible feeling. I'm really thankful for the community that I built on there.
Yeah, and you write a lot. You're prolific. I mean, it's like wildflower. Mi Amigo Slow Joy, 140,000 followers on Instagram, 75,000 on TikTok, and growing. And your debut album, A Joy So Slow, I Don't Think It's Coming. And then, you keep producing music. How would you describe your music?
Just alternative rock. Yeah.
Yeah, and that word alternative is also something. I used to work in radio years ago, and we had such hard, it was rock music, adult contemporary, country, right? And now that word alternative really means, I think, licensed to be as creative as you want to be and not put into a box.
Yeah, it's gigantic. It's open-ended, which I love.
Yeah. All right, your single is Gruesome. All right, you are, tell us about the cover art, actually. The cover art, you work with a Mexican-American artist from El Paso, and it's meaningful to you.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do something a little bit bigger than just like a photo of myself. So I wanted to create these characters for the photo. So the entire album is just kind of like a story about lives and how they process through the craziness of life and certain things. I write a lot of songs about grief. I write a lot of songs about just like living through the chaos of the world. So I wanted the characters to represent that. So the Sugar Skull represented grief, and the bull represented the wildness of life. I think that the artist who did it did a fantastic job, and I was really
because it catches your attention. All right, you're headlining the What's It Festival, so we see you right here over Zoom, but we'll be able to see you in person soon. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you can catch Slow Joy headlining the What's It Fest on Thursday at White Oak Music Hall. Doors open at 5 p.m. To stay updated with Slow Joy, give him a follow on Instagram at Slowjoy. For more information on how to get tickets, visit Great Day Houston, and we will connect you.